Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Coffee and a Card. So I am Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and it is so exciting to be with you today. And I'm excited because I get to show you more projects with the in colors, and I love the new in colors. So this is yeah, that's what this is going to be about today. So let's get all set up and ready here today as y'all are coming in. Just want to welcome you as you come in here today for our live video, or welcome if you're watching on the replay too. So whichever way works best for you, the video is here for you to watch. And also welcome if you're watching this on YouTube. So I have just been starting to put all these videos over on YouTube, as well as having a corresponding blog post so that all of the instructions and pictures are available as well. So lots of avenues for you to watch my Facebook Lives, or Facebook replays, or YouTube videos. All the things. So like I said, we are going to be looking at the in colors today and what to do when you have lots of scraps, because we all have lots of scraps, don't we? And so I thought I would put together a couple of ideas on what we can do with those. But first, let's take a look at Happy Mail. So Happy Mail is what I call it when y'all send me cards, because it makes me happy to receive homemade mail, but it also brings me a lot of joy to share your cards here on Facebook Live and let other people see what you're creating, because I think it'll inspire other people with some layouts, techniques, products, whatever it might be. Even if it's not current Stamp It Up, I still like to show your cards because we can all learn from each other. So let's open some Happy Mail. Well, first, let's just see here. Hi, Debbie. I can talk. Debbie, Brenda, Vesta, welcome you guys. Hi, Trudy. Hi, Jackie. Happy to have you guys on here today. So this first one is from Jenny Day in Montana. And it says, "Dear friend, how are you? My heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything." I love these sentiments, you guys. These are from the Eden's Garden set that's been around for a little bit. I love that. Very cute. Okay, next we have one from Patricia Stewart in Illinois. It says, "Live simply, love generously, care deeply, speak kindly, leave the rest to God." I like that. Love those words with a blank on the inside. But I love that. That's really beautiful. And you can never go wrong with Christmas colors. I love all things Christmas, even in April. All right, this one comes from Colette Hyde in Florida. And here we go. It says, "I didn't forget your birthday. I'm just stretching out the celebration." Such a great sentiment for belated birthday cards. So love that. That's from Something Fancy. That's what that sentiment is from. And I'm so happy this stamp set is carrying over into the annual catalog. So I'm glad about that, because I am really good at sending late birthday cards. Like, I have really great skills at sending late birthday cards. So I love this sentiment for that reason. Okay, the next one is from Becky Nichols in Washington. So lucky to call you friend. Look at that. Has that quatrefoil embossing folder there on the background. The inside has those leaves on it. Love that. Trying to make sure you can see the embossing there. Very beautiful. Okay, where are we at here? Make sure I don't mix up my piles here. Okay, we have another one from Colette in Florida. This one, pieces. Okay, this one is Rainy Day. Features the rainy day, I should say. It says, "Oh, happy day." Oh, Kathy says she's in the Sending Late Birthday Card group. Yeah. Thankfully, Facebook tells me when a lot of people's birthdays are, but I need them to tell me like a week in advance so I can send an on-time birthday card. So, okay, next comes from Nancy Gallant. Nancy is one of my team members who is one of the best card senders I know. She sends cards all the time. It's so inspiring to me. So Nancy lives in Michigan, and she has made, oh, let me take this note out so it's not falling out here. She has made this pinwheel card. It says, "You are on my mind." And as you can see, her note fell out of the inside. So sometimes people do that on separate notes. Sometimes they write in the cards. Okay, next we have one from Diane. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to butcher your name. Vorndren would be my guess, from Virginia. And let's see. Oh, sorry. Hold on, I'm trying to get it out. I don't want to rip her card. Okay. All right, here we go. So it says smile. And here, let's move her Post-it note here on the inside. So it says smile with that hot air balloon. Oh, there we go. This way. So that is using Designer Series paper there to create this fun fold card. I like that. That's really cool. Oh, you guys, she also says she's new to card making. So that makes me so much more excited. I mean, not more excited. Well, yeah, kind of. Actually, I love it when we have new card makers and new crafters here. So that is so fun. Well, welcome to card making, Diane. I hope you love it. I hope you get as addicted as the rest of us. All right, so we've got one here from Debbie Bacon in Florida. Oh, it says wedding wishes. How fun. And it says, wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. Thank you, Debbie. That's very sweet. When you guys have been sending these wedding cards and engagement cards, I show them all to Josh too, and he enjoys seeing all of your notes. It's been very fun. Okay, next we've got one from Kentucky. Let's see if there's a name on the inside. It is from Sean Smith, and it says, "You are so loved." I love that with the cross and the sun in the background. And it says, "Happy Easter." That's a really pretty card. Carol, my wedding is May 13th. So what is that? 18 days, 19 days, something like that. Okay, this next one comes from, we need a name, Lori. Lori from here in Iowa. Oh my gosh, she included my favorite emoji. So welcome to those of you who are new here. The poop emoji is my favorite emoji. So it cracks me up when y'all incorporate that in your cards. So it says, "A kind heart is a fountain of gladness, making everything in its vicinity freshen into smiles." So, quote from Washington Irving. So, very cute. Very cute. Okay, we've got one here from Tony Shaw. And let's see if I can get this out of here. Okay, sorry. There's like multiple pieces to it. Okay, here we go. It says, "Congratulations to the two of you for choosing the perfect one." Hold on. We've got a fun fold here. Oh, I see. This is one of those like screen cards. So it's going to actually sit like this with the wedding wishes. So you can see here. There we go. So then her note is on the back with the DSP. So that's really cute. And she is also, oh, this is great. She's also sent a 3x4 card. So I told you guys when I showed you my wedding invitations that you can be included in my guest book if you'd like, because I love this community so much. So if you send a 3x4 piece of cardstock, just one-sided, write your note, and we will include you in our guest book. So that's been super fun to see the notes. You can give us marriage advice, you can, well wishes, a scripture, a book to read, just a note, whatever you'd like. And we'll include you in our guest book. So, okay. Sorry, I'm checking your comments really quick. All right. And last but not least, we have one from Patricia Settle. And she says, the best is yet to come. Oh. And then there's congratulations on the inside. And then she has done the same thing. She has sent a 3x4 card as well. So you can see you guys can get creative. I see it. Now y'all are getting creative with your 3x4 cards. So that's really fun to see. So yeah. Okay, I'm going to set these two piles aside. Let's see, where do I have space? I should take a behind the scenes photo of the desk I'm currently sitting at. I'm working on thank you cards for the wedding. I'm working on about 100 swaps. I'm working on the in color cards and also the May card clubs. So, and I'm doing all of those at the same time. Because I'm trying to go like in stations, and so there are piles everywhere to my left and right and in front of me and all over the place. So that's why when I said, where can I put these? It's a legit thing. There's not a lot of room here. So, all right. So we're going to take a look at the new in colors. And if you haven't seen them yet, I'm going to show them to you via ribbon. So we have Boho Blue, Wild Wheat, Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, and Pebbled Path. Pebbled Path. Now, I do not have those memorized. Just so you know, I totally cheated and looked over at my ink pads that are to my right. But I will get there. We will learn these colors together. So these are the 5 new in colors. Now, if you have been around this community for any length of time, it might surprise you that I love these colors. I typically am drawn to the brights. So if you know our color collections, Stampin' Up! Sorts into 4 different color collections. We have the subtles, the brights, the regals, and the neutrals. And then we have our in colors like these. And I have always gravitated to the brights. I just love bright, happy, fun colors. So when these came out, I was so surprised to find that I love all 5 of these colors because they're more muted colors. They're more subtle colors, but I love them. I'm loving them so much. So what it means is I have been making card swaps. Let me show you one. Using these colors. Actually, I have to fold it here. So this is a card swap I have so far. So let me just fold it here and show you what it's actually going to look like. There we go. So it says celebrate all around the circle, and then it says happy birthday. I haven't stamped the inside yet, but I'm going to. And I'm also going to add some embellishments. And so each set of swaps is a different in color that I'm doing. So I've been playing a lot with this in color designer series paper, and I ended up with a ton of 3/4 inch strips left over from these cards. So I thought it would be fun to take those strips and start turning them into other cards that feature all 5 colors. So I am working with Z folds here. So I'll show it to you here from the top. And I've got all these 3/4 inch strips. Now I decided I wanted all 5 colors here. So I did incorporate the Moody Mauve and the Copper Clay with the ribbon and the circle. Because for this card, I only used 3 here in the background. I used that Boho Blue, Pebbled Path. Oh my gosh, and Wild Wheat. I apparently struggle to say Pebbled Path, but we'll get it. So for the card I'm going to show you now, we're still going to take the strips but it's going to be a whole different combination we're going to work with. So let me move this over here. So I am using, we'll just start with one of these. So this one is a 3 3/4 by 5-inch card. So Debbie's asking if the swaps are for the cruise. The swaps are for 5 different swaps that I'm in. So, but yes, some of them will be for the cruise. So we do swap on our trip. Okay, so this is 3 3/4 inches by 5, and I have my 3/4 inch strips. So I'm going to lay them out here, and we'll see if this order is going to work. I kind of stuck them in an order before the video, but I was playing with the fronts and backs of these papers. So this is the front and back is hearts on one side and the lines on the other. Whereas, let's see if I have other, oh, I don't think I have any more. Oh, here we go. Let me show you another one of these. So it may also have stripes, and on the back of this is polka dots. So these are the different designs of the new color collection and in color designer series paper. So they have these 2 patterns, and then there's the thick lines, and on the back of this is polka dots. And I don't know if I have any, I don't think I have any of the polka dot paper. It's all been used up. So that's the new in color paper that we're looking at. Just looking here. Nope, I think that's all I got. All right, so we're going to take all of these strips and we're going to turn this into a card. I think I like the order we've got going on here. So I'm going to take my tape and I am going to put some stripes all over this paper, particularly making sure I go top to bottom and side to side here. And then we will start from, the top. Actually, I'm going to turn these around. The beauty of this paper is it's not really directional, but I am going to put the hearts on top. So I'm going to start with the hearts, and I'm just going to add a random angle, make sure I'm covering up from the very top here. We'll choose kind of a random angle to go at, and let's see how that angle looks. So you can see here, I've angled this first strip. Now, these strips happen to be 6 inches long simply because this is 6-inch paper. So again, we're just working with scraps here. So you could make your scraps, you know, longer or shorter. They might be longer or shorter, I should say, depending on the paper you've been working with. But we're going with 3/4 inch strips is what I'm using here. So we're just laying these all out. And now part of the reason that I put my tape on the white piece instead of on the strips is because if I put it on the strips, I was going to end up with tape on all of these ends, and then I'm going to be sticking to my desk all the time and potentially leaving residue on the desk, and I really didn't want to do that. So putting the tape all over my mat made a lot more sense. So, okay. Now, if you're using different size strips, you may need more or less strips, just depending on what you're working with. Ooh, I am hardly going to use this one. I'm gonna pick this up and make sure I have some. I still want to cover that little bit, but it's only a teeny tiny bit. So I'm actually just gonna stick the end here, because then I can save this strip to use it for another card. So I'm gonna really burnish that down with my finger, since that one is barely on there. Okay. So I am actually going to cut that off before we do our next step. because otherwise I'm going to snag it on something, and we don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to take my trimmer. I'm going to set this on here, and I'm going to first cut off on, oops, not score it. I'm going to cut it off over here on this end. So we're going to cut off all of those pieces, and then I can turn it, and I know this is a 5-inch piece of paper, so I can go over to 5 inches, take those off, and then we'll come around here to 3 3/4 inches. Take that off of here. And one last one. Actually, I think I'm going to do that one by hand because it's a little bit close to the edge. So let's take this off of here. We're going to grab our scissors, and I'm going to keep the edge of my scissors here against my cardstock, and that's what helps me to cut straight so that I can just trim right along here. And I know that as long as my white cardstock is straight, my cut will be straight. Now I'm seeing a little excess over here. I didn't quite get it all, so I'm going to do the same thing. We're just making our paper nice and happy. Get all that excess off of there. There we go. Nice and clean. See? So I'll take all of this. Now you could keep all these pieces to use for other cards, especially depending on how long your scraps are. And now we have our front piece. And you can see that tiny little blue spot down there at the bottom. All right, I'm going to take this whole thing now, and I am going to tape it on a piece of, whoops, big one, on a piece of 4 by 5 1/4. So remember, I told you this white was 3 3/4 by 5. And now I'm going to put it on a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 to give it that nice border. There we go. Now I'm going to take my card base. This card base measures 5.5 by 8.5. So I'm going to take it, and I'm first going to score at 4 1/4. Then I'm going to move it over, and I'm going to score it at 2 1/8. So we did 4 1/4, and now we're doing 2 1/8. So we can turn this into our Z-fold. So we'll start by just folding it in half. And then we're going to fold it back on itself like this. And we will crease all of that down so that when you look from the top, you've got your nice Z-fold here. It's going to open, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and flatten that back out, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be attaching this here, and this will just make it easier for me to center it all along this entire border, okay? So first I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'm going to do 3 along my edge here. And then I'm going to do one more, and we're going to put it halfway down this panel, because you'll remember when this is closed, this is the panel that we're going to be attaching this to. So this, instead of trying to guess how far over to put my dimensional on this mat, I just put it halfway down the panel that I'm going to stick it on, because then it just eliminates the guesswork. The guesswork. Okay. So now I can take this and I can center it on my whole panel. We'll stick it down like so. And now we have our Z-fold card. And because of that extra dimensional down in there, I don't have to worry that it's sticking out, because I didn't guess wrong and put it, on the wrong spot on here. It's exactly where I want it to be for this card. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. And we're going to grab our stamp set, which I'm going to show you a new stamp set, and it's the Circle Sayings, and it coordinates with a new punch, and this is a circle punch, because, you know, Circle Sayings. It'd be weird if it was a square punch, right? Okay, so our Circle Sayings, our circle punch, it's a 2 3/8 inch circle. So we are going to take, I'm going to do the cupcake. I'm making a birthday card. So we're going to take the cupcake, and we're going to do the Sending You A, because we're going to send a cupcake. So what I'm going to do on my desktop, I am going to put these two right where I want them, because I'm going to block them on the same block. So this is kind of how close I want them to be stamped. It's centered. So now I can take my block and I can pick them both up and I'll be able to stamp with it. So we will take that. Let's punch a circle. So we've got our 2 3/8 inch circle, and we've got some stamps here. Ink color. Let's see here. We've got 4 of the colors profiled, so let's add some Moody Mauve, because we don't have that color on our card yet. So the first stamp we're going to use is Celebrate, all in a circle. Oh, I just got ink in a bad spot. I've got extra ink on the flat part, and I don't want that to transfer. So I'm actually going to go ahead and clean this off, and we're going to start over. Because it really would be just my luck that I would get that transfer. So I just need to ink it up a little bit softer so we don't get that. And then I can stick that there. And then I'll take Happy Birthday. There we go. And then the other one that we did, let's bring our card over here, Sending You a Cupcake. And I gotta make sure, because this is a solid image, I need to make sure that it has ink all over the banner, so that I can set it over here and get a full transfer of color. There we go. Because you can see what it's doing. It's actually inking the polymer, and then the negative left behind is how the words are formed. So that's what keeps them in the color of whatever cardstock you're stamping on. Okay, let's close our ink pad here. There we go. All right, so I'll take my circle and I'm going to add some dimensionals to it. And we'll do a third one. Oh, but you know what? Before I adhere this, we need to add some ribbon. So let's do... Well, we'll do Moody Mauve since we're trying to get all 5 colors in here. I need a piece of Moody Mauve that's going to go on either side of this circle. So I'm just making sure it's long enough. This should work. So I've folded a piece of Moody Mauve in half. And we're just going to cut that at an angle, and we'll trim up this end. There we go. So I have 2 nice clean angle cuts. So we'll take a little bit of tape and we'll add that here to our card front. And we'll add this here, and then we can put our birthday round. And then I will grab some, what should we use? I'm going to use some rhinestones. So these rhinestones have been around for a while, but we'll just take them, and I'm actually going to cover up each of these little circles in between Celebrate, because I just want to add a little bling, and it's just such a perfect spot to add your bling. So you can kind of add different sizes of bling there, but it's just a fun way to bling up your cards, sparkle up your card. So there we go. We've got happy birthday, sending you a cupcake. Or it could also open traditionally like this. So it's just, because it's a Z fold, I'm kind of showing you how it can open. All right, so let me show you back the original sample using the other types of elements on the card. Now, if you want to stock up on your new in colors or any of the core colors, I have kits for all of the colors. So you can check out the In Color Club link that I just posted, and there's also information in there on the new core color kits as well. So it's a way to get your ink and cardstock and blends and all the things without breaking the bank. So be sure to check that out and get signed up so you don't miss out on any of the fun in Color Club. Thanks for tuning in today, and be sure to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.